Hi friends, MD Vegan. Today is my gentle juice fasting day. I do that once a week, and on these days I only drink. I take the fiber out of my food, so to say. I filter the veggies and the fruit, herbs and everything. I filter that through a juicer, so only the liquid remains, and that means there is no digestion. The liquid goes into the body. It doesn't have to be digested because that's what the fiber does. The fiber cannot be digested, so that has the bacteria, the intestines have to separate the fiber from the nutrients. Nutrients go to the blood, and when you don't have fiber, nutrients go in the blood right away, and then the digestion rests, and that is the most part of the food is for digestion, the energy, 60% or so, is only for digestion. So that part is now full for myself, other things than digestion, cleansing, being creative, whatever. And it's a wonderful day. If you do it in a gentle way, so not pushing yourself, and that's called gentle juice fasting, then it is great fun. And I avoid stress. I don't push myself to do it. I do it with these delicious juices. I create a new juice every fasting day. And today it's a spinach juice with parsley, so a green juice. And I balance the green flavors with fruit juice. That's the secret usually, how to make your own juice. It's not difficult, because greens, when you juice greens, usually not so delicious. So to make it delicious, you put fruit into it to balance it. The sweet, sour flavor of the fruit, they balance the bitter flavors of the green. That's the idea. And usually a good guess would be half-half, 1-to-1. You have 1 part greens and 1 part fruit. That's usually a nice juice, and then you can add lemon and ginger to make it a little bit, boost a little bit, to make it a little bit more zing, so to say. That's the idea of my juices, basically. And I always make a new juice to include lots of different plants into my menu. On a fasting day, I drink them. On a regular day, I eat the whole food. That is healthy. But on a fasting day, everything is different a little bit because digestion is resting. I have less calories than on a usual day. And when I have less calories deficiency, so to say, the body begins to digest, to metabolize, to create energy in a different way. That's called, it goes to ketosis. Ketosis, during a regular day, you have enough calories, the body usually, the cells burn sugar molecules. And on a fasting day, with ketosis, when there's a lack of energy, calories, that's energy, the body changes to another system of metabolism, how to get energy. It burns ketones, smaller molecules that are more efficient. They give less work for the body and more energy. And it's a cleansing tool. The body cleanses itself. It burns things that toxins, for example, get cleansed. So that can be stressful if you do it too fast. We call it gentle juice fasting because we don't want to do any violence to ourselves. The non-violent lifestyle, the vegan lifestyle, begins with oneself. One doesn't harm oneself, and others, of course, neither. You don't eat animals because you don't need it. You don't harm others. A non-violent lifestyle. And that saves also a lot of energy. It's not just morally better, it also saves energy. You have no, when the body is happy, when it's not pushed, not stressed, then it can heal itself from inside. It begins to do that. But as soon as you put stress on yourself in a dangerous situation, flight and fight state of the nervous system, then there is no inner healing. You have just to focus on getting away or fighting. It's more adrenaline. And so these stress states are important, but it cannot be the normal state of the body. And on a fasting day, I avoid it. I go just to the gentle state and heal myself. Yeah. And that's wonderful with the gentle juice fasting. I didn't know that for some time. I did fasting in different ways, but now I learned the gentle juice fasting from TriYoga. TriYoga is the non-violent lifestyle and yoga style. Live in the flow. It's a technique to get there. It's very simple. Anybody can do it. And we also have this gentle juice fasting style. It's so nice you can do it, because if I do it only one day, I don't even need to see a doctor when I feel great. I mean, it's always the assumption. I feel great, I feel I'm healthy, I don't need to see a doctor. And eating for one day, stopping to eat one day is never a problem. But when your medical science says if you do that longer than a day, it can be very effective, of course, but then you should have a medical surveillance, some medical professionals that look at you if you are healthy, because the body can harm itself without you noticing. Inner organs get harmed. You never know. So, but one day is totally safe. So, gentle juice fasting has many advantages over normal fasting. To me, that's normal now, and I can do it every week for decades. I never stop, and it gets deeper and deeper through layers and layers of myself. And some things that have to be healed are hidden deep inside, and I cannot get there immediately. It takes some years to go through things that have been collected for decades. I'm middle-aged already, have some years already lived, and in the past, something have been collected inside, and I can get there immediately. It takes some time. It takes steady, constant work, and that means every week, one day fasting gets me there. Maybe in 10 years and 15 years, I get to the deepest parts and can heal them too. It takes some time, but it's a wonderful thing. I don't want to miss it anymore. It's so much fun. And with wonderful juices here, I have so much to enjoy the senses, because on a fasting day, there is more energy also for the senses. So I feel more intensely. I can find out how the plants that I combine, how they play together, how they affect my body and my mind, have a much more sensitivity. And so it's a great, great, wonderful day if you get it right. That's why I recommend gentle juice fasting. As I said, today is a green juice. I have fruit and greens. And the greens here is fresh spinach and a bunch of parsley. It's a large amount of spinach. That's a veggie you can talk about on its own. It's a very interesting veggie here. Spinach, dark leafy green, among our healthiest food. And fresh green herbs, a bunch of parsley. Also, very, very powerful cleanser. And the fruit I add today is a fruit juice with 3 ingredients that are very common. I have here oranges and apples, same amount, that might be 3 cups or so. I have some oranges and some apples, whatever you need. It's the same amount about. And also together the same amount about with the greens. That's all how I begin. No precise measurements needed. If I find, when I juice everything together and I taste it, I find out that I need a little bit more apple. I put an apple in, doesn't matter. You can always change it. But when you begin with 1-to-1 ratio, greens and fruit, you usually have a nice starting point. And here the same amount of pears. This juice here, pears, apples, oranges, has been inspired by Dick Gregory. That's a famous US-American activist. He was on the street with his people fighting for the rights of the black people, and he made always recipes for his friends on the streets. He said, you need energy to be on the street and do activism. And in the 80s or 90s or so, he was very famous there. And he also made a book, and one of these smoothies he made to feed his friends had this juice as a base. I saw that and tried it myself. Orange, apple, pear juice. It's such a fascinating juice. By itself, it is a nice juice. You can drink it by itself. I never thought about that before, but Dick Gregory showed me the way. So I tried this juice together with the apples and the spinach and the parsley. Parsley is very powerful and it's very cleansing. I said it before. So has of course a strong flavor, a sour green flavor, and it needs something, especially the pear. Yeah? The pear corresponds very nicely with the parsley. Parsley pear juice is a classic. Parsley pear smoothie is a classic. You can try that. It's perfect for each other. And here I have one lemon here, a large lemon without the peel, and a nice amount of ginger root, fresh ginger root, maybe 3-4 inches. Yeah, so I have a lot of juice here, so I can put a lot of ginger in there. And I have some peel here saved from my lemon. Yeah, I don't know if it works. Sometimes when I have greens, the juice gets too bitter by itself. To add more bitterness, because the peels of the lemon contain the healthiest part. Like in all citrus fruit, the outside of the peel is the healthiest part. But it is also can be very bitter. So you put too much, you ruin the whole thing. It's very intense. I will try that while juicing, and I come back and I'll show you and I taste it in front of you. That's my juice. That's what it looks like. I have a little bit more here in the juice container. There's some more. So I have a 1.3 liter or so. That's about a liter. And there's some more. So let's try. I used some of the peel here, about half of a large lemon. Half of this large lemon peel I used. I tried in between and I thought, wow, that tastes very, very good, very sweet and sour and bitter together, balanced, nice balance, very fruity. Spinach juice is very easy to make because spinach has not a strong bitter flavor. So you can add some fruit and it has a wonderful flavor altogether, very easy. Other greens are not so easy, bitter, and so don't go into that now. Spinach is one of the easiest ones. Yeah. It's easy to juice too. In general, when you want to juice, you need a juicer usually, or you can take a blender too and a micro sieve. You blend everything together, and then you have a sieve, a micro sieve, colander, and you get the fiber out too. Yeah. So usual practice. I prefer the juicer, of course, and if you have these greens to juice, then you need special juicers, slow masticating juicers they're called. The fast juicers are not so good for the greens. It doesn't work really, it doesn't go through. It's stuck and so. But for a slow juicer, the greens are correct. So just a word to the juices. So this juice now is done. I will try it now. I don't know what it tastes like. I just checked in between if I can use more peel or at least a little bit. And if you take too much, it can get too intense. So half the lemon, I decided, was worth a try. And now let's see. It's a creamy juice, not too thick, not too thin, or in the middle, a little bit creamy. That comes usually from the pear. The pear makes this fruit juice with apples, oranges, and pears, makes it creamy. It's a wonderful texture from this juice. You're going to try that. See it again. And this creaminess is on this juice. The color is nice, beautiful. It's a green juice. Beautiful green, the spinach green. And let's taste it now. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a little bit an edge with the lemon zest. It's a little bit stronger flavor. I like that a lot. You add some less, yeah. If you want less, no problem. You begin with a small amount of lemon peel if you want to juice it yourself. And you can add some if you like it a little bit stronger. But I wouldn't take too much, that is important. You can ruin the whole flavor. Gives a nice roundedness to a juice, gives him a little bit of power. And it's very intense with the lemon peel. And it's, as I said, it's the healthiest part of the lemon. So here I found a nice balance. Half of the lemon for 1.3 liter juice, I would say. And this is what it looks like. You see it's creamy. You can see it run into the glass. And that's my juice today. very happy I tried it. I didn't do spinach juices for some time. You can watch, you can search on YouTube, MD Vegan, yeah, MD Vegan, and then you type spinach juice, and you have a list of spinach juices I made. It's been some time, but this one here reminds me how easy it is. You can make a delicious juice that is fruity with spinach easily. So glad I tried it again. Always make a new one. There's so many different kinds of juices you can make. Yeah, all the veggies, all the fruit, and not too difficult. Just add half veggie, half fruit usually, and then you're gonna find out, is it better with apples, oranges, or pears? Yeah? Like parsley, I would begin with a pear, and so forth. You find out. Yeah? Some veggies are better with a certain fruit than others, rather than these kind of things you can find out yourself. It's not difficult. You find out, and I have a lot of inspiration on my channel. There is a new recipe every single day. I want to enjoy the endless vegan variety. That is such a great achievement by veganism. Yeah, it opens the door to all these fantastic plants that we can enjoy. And so I made a little method, take 3 it's called, and makes it easy to begin with 3 ingredients to find out 2 ingredients that are good. I would like to have together. We try it, and then I add a 3rd one to make it a little bit more challenging. It's too easy. It is not. It is on the flavor might be too easy to analyze. You know, when you have 3 ingredients, it's considerably harder to analyze the flavor, what it's made of, to understand it, than when you have only 2 ingredients. That is very easy. Pretty easy to say, oh, this is that. But with 3, by the math alone, there's so many more possible combinations to check out for the mind what is what. So 3, it makes sense to begin with 3 ingredients, to have a little bit mystery, complexity in the recipe, every single one. So, and I will drink that now very slowly, sip by sip. As I said, the nutrients go direct into the bloodstream. A lot of sugar in these juices with the fruit. And if I drink it too fast, it can be dizzy. Can get something unpleasant feeling because the blood sugar can spike, and then the insulin gets confused how much insulin the body has to give to bring the energy into the muscles, and that can be then confusing for the body. So drinking it slowly, like on a meal. I don't gulp my meal down usually. It takes some time. That's recommended. And with juice, that's even more important because there's no digestion. Yeah, it barely goes through. It doesn't just go through. And so drinking it slowly is a good advice, I would say. And tomorrow when I eat again, I will start slowly to eat because the body automatically, the body wants to eat more than it needs, because today I stole the energy from it and tomorrow it will make up for it. It tries to convince me to eat more than I need, and that feels very bad. You know, when I eat too much, at first I'd like to eat more and more, and a moment later I think, oh, that was too much. Oops. So I need a little bit of self-discipline, to moderate my intake. But then the next day it will be easy and no problem. Fasting is not the thing, not the best, I would say, tool to lose weight. If you want to lose weight, fasting can be a starter to begin to change my dietary change. Maybe you want to be vegan or so, you begin with a fasting day. That's very nice because fasting juices usually are vegan. So you start with a vegan fasting day, and then you add. Begin to eat again, and you can also change eating habits when you want to have a more healthier diet or so. It's also good for a fasting day to start. And once you do it once a week, that makes it easier to keep the habit, to make it a habit. Because in general, losing weight, most people have problem with that, or so many people who ask for that. It has to be usually a steady change of the diet, a permanent change of the diet. So only some days to eat less, or some time, and you lose weight. Of course you do. But then when you eat again as before, you gain the weight again. So that is not a great win. It's not so recommended. So better, that's what I do, make a dietary change that is permanent. And you can also be slowly. You know, I don't need to change my diet right now. I can do it this week a little bit, eat a little bit less at night, for example, and then the next week a little bit more. So I can do that also step by step. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my video, subscribe, MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day. And find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and X. And there is a Facebook page also that is called TriYoga Moon Fasting. TriYoga is the yoga style with a flow. Flow comes into yoga with TriYoga. Yogini Kaliji founded TriYoga in 1980. Since then, everybody wants to flow. on the yoga styles, many try to flow now too. It comes from Yogini Kaliji, and she also gave this name Gentle Juicefasting, and so the Facebook page is called TriYoga Moon Fasting. And here you find a calendar for the best fasting days. There are some more better than others with regard to your schedule, of personal schedule. And also all my juice recipes are there, and so forth. See you soon.